my channel. It's Kay and Lee, and I'm excited to see you. And I am the best-selling author of Half-Blood Dragon series and many more. And I'm here to help you on your journey from writing, publishing, marketing, and everything in between. Today we are going to talk about the 3 things I wish I would have known about being an indie publisher before I began. So I began my publishing journey in 2013. I wanted to query agents and find a traditional publisher for my Rise of the Flame series, but I decided to publish the Chronicles of Koa on my own, to self-publish, and that's what I ended up doing. And I did ultimately get a traditional publisher for Rise of the Flame in the end, so I do know the pros and cons between both, but today we're just talking about indie publishing and the 3 things I wish I knew before I became an indie author. So number 1 is I wish I would have known that it was so lucrative. I really didn't think that there was a remote chance that I would make like really good decent money as an indie author. I thought that it was just a way for me to get my voice out there, get my books out there, and kind of like garner a fan base and an author platform while I was searching for an agent and while I was querying agents and publishers. So yeah, you can make a lot of money as an indie author, and it really just takes a good story, good packaging, and a lot of ambition and a lot of drive, because it is constant work, and there might be a little bit of luck sprinkled in there, but it's really all on you. You kind of make your own luck, so you can't just really sit there and expect it to all come to you. Yeah, you can't just sit there and expect fame and fortune to come to you all at once. I mean, if it does happen to people like that sometimes, with like a debut novel and all that in the indie world, that is fantastic, and it can happen to you too. But it really are a lot of elements that go into it, more than just. So yeah, in my journey, I've made the very scraps. Like, I've made very little in the beginning, and then it fluctuated and went up and went down, and then I kind of had like a really breakthrough moment where I started to make like a lot, and it was lovely, and that's where I kind of like to maintain in these days. So there is money in indie publishing. It's there. Sometimes it's even more than traditional publishing. So there you go. I wish I would have known that before, because I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have known is the stigma about the whole gatekeeper, that you need an agent and you need a publisher to help you get your books out there, or people won't respect you. Not true. I wish I would have known that wasn't true sooner. That may have been true in the past, but it is no longer true. Yes, there are books out there that might not be of the best quality, but there are tons of indie published books out there that are fan-freaking-tastic, and readers know it, publishers know it. That's one way I got my agent, is I published my books on my own and got really good sales and on bestseller charts, and they sought me out. They will come to you sometimes, and sometimes it's in reverse. It's not the way it used to be, decades ago, where you just had to have a publisher or no one will respect you. Really famous traditionally published authors out there who are going indie and loving the control and the creative control and the money that comes with it, without having to share it with the publisher. I mean, you do have to put more work to get more of the money, but that whole stigma that people won't respect you or respect your book or think you're a real author, not true. And I wish I'd have known that sooner too, because that was my belief, and it was a flawed belief. It was something that I had heard and I had absorbed it as my own, and then I quickly realized it's not true. So there's another good tip for you. So the 3rd thing I wish I would have known is that there is a huge community, lots of forums, lots of Facebook groups, lots of organizations and real life groups, and lots of support out there for indie authors. I wish I would have known this. I kind of went out there on my own in the beginning, and years down the line I discovered there's like this huge online world. Like, I first discovered it on Twitter with authors social media support group, and then I found that there was more on Facebook groups became more popular, and there's a lot of groups out there, and you want to pick which groups you're in wisely, because some groups are more positive than others, and you want to keep your perspective positive, but you do want to connect with other like-minded authors and people on the same path as you who can bounce ideas off each other and share tips and stuff like that. So those are the 3 things I wish I would have known about indie publishing and being an indie author before I began. So I hope that my experience and my tips are helping you, and if they are, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, just post them in the comments and I will respond. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe.